So yeah, how you doing? I'm going to be doing this video, and I know I'm going to get some hate sent my way, but whatever the fuck, right? That's what this whole thing's about, alright? Making people react, making them act in a certain way, giving them something to think about, and also a reason for them to sharpen their own debate skills. You know what I mean? That's what this is all about. If it's not about that, then I don't even know why we're fucking doing YouTube in the first place, okay? So VideoGameDunkey. Why are we not, alright? Why are we not allowed to hate VideoGameDunkey? Why aren't we? Is it because he's a nice guy? Because it's comedy? I don't fucking care. I do comedy all the time and people still hate me. So, you know, it doesn't have anything to do with that. Like, yeah, it's a joke. It's a joke, but, you know, that doesn't mean that you can't hate it. You know what I mean? So, let me just stop rambling because I do have points. I have some points that I want to go over, and I want to explain sort of my points, right? And a lot of these are sort of, the first few are the reason why I don't like, you know, VideoGameDunkey personally, alright? And before anyone tries to assume anything about me, I don't really care that much about anime. I don't like JRPGs. They're not something I'll play. They're probably, in the world of video gaming and, you know, just finding the right websites, right? JRPGs are the last thing I go to when I want to play a video game. They really are. But even then, there's a lot that I don't like about the guy, alright? And the reason why I stopped watching him and the reason why I stopped really caring about him, right? And the first one is when he does do serious videos, it really shows that he is, for the most part, basic. He has very basic opinions, alright? And what I mean by that is that, you know, his video game stuff, right? What does he love the most out of everything? Fucking Mario and Nintendo games, because that's something that, like, fucking 20 and 30-year-olds, you know, fucking play, right? Mario and Nintendo games. I'm sorry, but if you're playing that at, like, the age of 20 or 30, you should probably check yourself for, like, some sort of brain damage or autism. And this is coming from another autistic. Like, yeah, Mario games are fun, but they're casual shit, right? They're casual. They're not interesting. They're not something that you're going to play long term. And there's a lot better games that are saying more interesting stuff and have more interesting gameplays and concepts. And that's another thing. The guy is very gameplay focused. And this is going to be an opinion a lot of people disagree with me on. And I'm fine with that. I really am. Because it's sort of almost antithetical to some of the, like, stuff, right, about games. If the game can be fun, yes, it can be fun and it can be enjoyable, but there's a lot more to it, in my opinion. Alright, if the game is earnestly trying to do something, it's earnestly trying to move the art form forward, and it's a little bit jank, or it's kind of awkward and hard to handle, or they're doing something just completely antithetical to what a game should be, then I'm sort of into it. I'm sort of with it, right? And that's not to say, like, I'm a fan of all these walking and, like, artsy simulator games. I'm not. But if you're actually trying, if you actually give a fuck about the medium and you want to put a good effort forward, then, you know, I'm willing to hear you out on that. You see, what makes me angry about VideoGameDunkey is that the movies he likes are fucking terrible. They're fucking nasty. A few times he's talked about movies that are just the worst. Like, first off, we got The Shining by Stanley Kubrick, which, you know, kind of a basic bitch person to make an essay about, especially when that video, it's like that movie itself, right, has a goddamn movie about people analyzing the movie. Badly, I might add, but still, you know? And then we get to what else is on that level, alright? Because we got Stanley Kubrick, who's a fucking genius, right? a fucking genius. And what comes after that? La La Land and Whiplash, these fucking meta movies about the art form that are usually just done to win Oscars. They're not done to really tell an engaging story. I can't tell you anything about La La Land. It looked like a fucking musical about musicals. And the few things I saw about Whiplash, like, I just really couldn't give a fuck. Like, a guy gets his ass kicked by his fucking, like, music director for the entire movie. Okay, fine, whatever. I mean, I guess in a way I do agree with their statement on art, but, you know, it's just not good. It's just not a good movie. And then what else? We get fucking Playground, right? And here's the thing. Did I say this? I don't know. But if you want me to get angry at your opinions about art, you don't talk about video games, because I'm a fucking grown-ass adult. I don't care if you think Boggo's Road is a better game than Boogie Creek, alright? Or whatever the fuck is on the Steam page that everybody seems to like, okay? I don't give two fucks about that. But when you talk about, like, serious shit like music and movies, right? And you're pulling out these very basic, grounded, like, college level, like, I'm a film student in college, and I wanna be the best artist boy I can possibly be, you know. That's sort of where I have a problem, right? That's sort of where I have a problem. And it's just like, stuff like that is just kind of what got me completely uninterested in Video Game Dunkey stuff, right? Just having very basic opinions, because, you know, if he was just a funny guy all around, this video would not be made. But when he tries to be a serious critic, when he tries to have, like, serious opinions, he's just really fucking bad at it. And it's very basic stuff. And a lot of times it's almost kind of shameful in a way. And I'm going to use the word, I'm sorry, but it's kind of selloutish, right? It's kind of selloutish, alright? Because he defends, you know, Last of Us, right? And that's whatever. But the thing that I kind of had an issue is that I defended Cyberpunk, which is a broken fucking mess of a game. And I don't know how the game is now, because they might have fixed it. They might have. But still, the fact that he would even, like, rate it positively above other games in the sort of open world space that are finished and are a complete experience, I don't know. It just feels wrong to me, you know what I mean? Now the next one, I'm already getting to 2. That tells you we have a lot of fucking ground to cover, okay? We have a lot of ground to cover, because this has been building up for quite a while, and a lot of people, and you're going to find out pretty soon that this stuff is barely even about Video Game Dunkey at times. It's barely even about them. But yeah, one thing, and this thing right here, number 2, this is not something that I personally discovered. I would like to say that somebody else made this point before me, but it's that it's this little video he made. I can't remember it, where it's something about, like, how he got upset, and he's upset about how he's not making that many views compared to, like, Mr. Beast, Jake, the Paul brothers, and all the types of, like, millionaire streamer dudes who just make these very basic, very boring, like, poor man's Discovery Channel, travel network sort of fucking videos, right? So, you know, everybody goes through that, right? Everybody goes through this process where they feel like, as a creator on YouTube, who wants to get their voice out there. Maybe it's because they're selfish and they want to be famous, or maybe they just really care about what they're saying, right? They really care about that stuff, and they want to get it out to as many people as possible, right? And we all go through this, even me, where you feel like you just are not valued by YouTube, and you're not, you know, respected or anything like that. So when that happens, as someone who feels like they're on the bottom of the fucking totem pole, sees a guy who makes 1 million views, alright? 1 million views is what even majority of television shows can't get these days, right? A guy who makes 1 million views complaining that he doesn't have 25 million views or 100 million views, you kind of just feel, personally, that this guy doesn't have any joy in what he's doing, and, you know, he's just looking for something to bitch about, and it's very clearly a money thing for this person, okay? It's very clearly a money thing. Because, let me tell you something, and I want to ask this to any creators that are watching this right now, who are making videos. If you had a fraction of 1 million viewers, like just a fraction of 1 million viewers, would you be angry that you didn't have 2 fractions of 1 million viewers? No, because you know what it's like to put out a video that you work on and that you think is great and that you want to share with people, and like 1 or 2 people think it's good. You know what I mean? And you like those 1 or 2 people, don't get me wrong, right? But only those 1 or 2 people really care about the video. Everybody else just does not give a fuck, okay? And that's just sort of how I feel with someone like VideoGameDunkey when he makes this sort of statement, right? And you just feel to yourself, like, what are you even trying to say here? Because you're where I want to be, right? You are where I want to be as a creator. I want to be at your level. You know what I mean? Not me, but I think a lot of people would feel that way, right? And then you see in the comments other people who have fucking verified accounts saying the same sentiment. Like, these people made it. They are making a living off of YouTube, and they are not happy. They are making a living off of YouTube, and they are not happy. You know what I mean? Number 3, and this sort of goes back to the movie stuff. VideoGameDunkey likes Armin White, and let me explain this. All right. In the critic video, he brought up Armin White, and he brought up sort of his sort of reviews, right? And Armin White is pretty well known for his contrarian takes. You know what I mean? And I don't have a problem with Armin White, and I don't really have a problem with him making his stuff. When I heard in a video that he apparently got he got de-verified on Rotten Tomatoes, I was upset. I didn't like that. I thought that was bad, because people should be allowed to say an opinion, right? But when VideoGameDunkey says something like, oh, I admire Armin White because at least he's different, at least he's doing something that stands out, that's just kind of a pleb take, in my opinion. It really is. Because we're not approaching this at a... it's not approached, alright? He's not approaching it from a point of, oh, I don't agree with Armin White, but I like what he says, you know what I mean? Like a guy like TucciRTA, that's how I feel about TucciRTA. I don't agree with him, but I like what he says. I take some inspiration from his channel, you know? Look up TucciRTA. He makes really good rap videos, by the way. So, you know, he likes Armin White, and he likes the idea that he pisses everybody off, because, to put it basically, VideoGameDunkey is a troll. And I have no problem with that. I have no problem with trolls whatsoever, right? But the thing I sort of have a problem with is the social climbing that sort of VideoGameDunkey did afterwards. Because VideoGameDunkey is a troll, you can find videos of him on Second Life. He gives a shout out to Britbong. He's a fucking troll. And he does videos where he's actively trolling people in, like, CSGO lobbies and whatnot, right? And a lot of his early videos, they're very troll-like. They're being made specifically to, like, fuck with people, you know? But you see, the thing about that is that VideoGameDunkey, unlike, say, a Britbong, who sort of had a kind of reputation for being confrontational, VideoGameDunkey was able to social climb, and he was able to, you know, meet people and get up the ladder, and then he's in the fucking H3H3 podcast talking with Ethan and Gila and The song's over. Let me check it out. What's next? Nah, this is some fucking lo-fi shit. Jay Dilla Rant actually coming soon. It's coming soon. I got something for everybody. Let me actually look some stuff up. And no, I'm not editing any of this out. Here we go. Nah, this is fucking trash. Yeah, this will work. This will work. But yeah, where was I? Yeah. He social climbed, and then he eventually ended up sitting with H3H3 and Neela, who are the biggest social climbers on this fucking website, right? And now he can sort of just hide behind that, and he doesn't have to answer for any of his troll shit, where, you know, any other trolls will probably have someone on fucking Twitter banging down their door, asking them why they were saying this shit on a fucking Second Life server, right? Because, you know, they didn't social climb. They didn't meet the right people. And he was able to meet people who, you know, in H3H3, like, anybody who hangs out around a person like that kind of has some scumminess in them. Let's be honest. Someone who hangs around people like that, kind of scummy. And that sort of plays into, I guess, the Xenoblade shit, right? Because VideoGameDunkey knows that he doesn't like JRPGs, alright? He doesn't like them. And there was no point where he was like, oh, I'm playing JRPGs and now people are hating it because, you know, I don't like them, you know? Like, he wasn't starting off nice and then he just went things out. Like, this is something that I just personally started doing. He just started reviewing JRPGs with the ultimate intent purpose to piss off fans. If you don't believe that, then I don't know what to tell you. That's sort of what I get from this. Because he goes around, he has this wife who's like this super soft uwu core. There's probably some weird sex shit going behind the scenes with those people. Don't act like you haven't thought about that. That bitch is fucking retarded. You know. And he tries to portray this like, I'm just a goofy guy. But then, you know, I'm going to review this JRPG. I'm just going to insult fucking people who like it and say obviously dumb shit like, oh, Nintendo Direct is too fucking anime, which is, if you think that is a reasonable and an understandable position to have, you're stupid. You're absolutely stupid. It doesn't really take much of a genius to realize that that is a dumb opinion, especially when, yeah, this thing keeps shutting the fuck up, shutting down. And now I got a text. Look at that. Look at that. I'm trying to prove a point here, by the way. You don't need to edit to have a good video. Fuck you. But yeah. So, you know, he does this stuff, and people get angry at him, and he wants people to get angry at him, alright? Because he's a troll. He's a troll who is in a certain social position where he doesn't have to deal with people calling him out and, you know, actually it being a problem, right? And you know, that's sort of his MO, right? And and it always happens with these people. It's either him or Anthony Fantano, where after they make an opinion most people disagree with, and those people start getting angry. Oh my god! Cancel culture, everybody! Cancel culture! VideoGameDunkey, he's being canceled, dude! Dude, this is like crazy, bro! It always happens with these fucking like white knights and these, you know, just poor ass fucking commentary channels where they just come out and they're like, oh, these people are being no, they're not being canceled. This is sort of the issue right now with like anyone trying to take cancel culture seriously, and it's sort of just statements like these, right? Because let me tell you what cancel culture is and what cancel culture isn't. Cancel culture is when something about them comes out that maybe either from the past or maybe recently, and a group of people who, they probably have their hearts in the right place, maybe. It's some sort of activist stuff. There's something, I guess, socially or politically charged about the thing, right? And those people get into sort of like this hate mob, and that's sort of where things spiral into cancel culture, right? People go after this person, they say, you need to apologize right now. And the person has either two recourses. They can either say, no, I'm not going to apologize. I 100% support what I said. Or two, okay, I'll apologize. And even when they do that, they'll say, all right, now kill yourself. Kill yourself right the fuck now. Kill yourself. Like, it's a hate mob, and it's just ugly, and it's just fucked up. And it ultimately just does not lead anywhere positive, right? So, all that stuff, right? And that's what cancel culture is. Cancel culture is not people getting angry at you for an opinion, all right? Cancel culture is not people who say, oh, you're fucking retarded for saying that. That's not cancel culture. That's people disagreeing with you. It happens every day on the fucking internet. All right? Opinions need to be attacked. All right? Opinions need to be attacked, okay? If there's no reason for them to be attacked, then it wouldn't be an opinion. It'd be a fact, all right? And that means 100% this video can be attacked, and it could be disliked, and it could be all, and you can do all this shit to it, all right? You can do all this shit to it. That does not mean that, like, if it cannot be attacked, then it is a fact or a statement. And even statements are kind of opinions when you think about it, right? Like, one person tried to make this sort of statement, but it was really an opinion, and he was trying to start shit. And he was like, why is everybody debating me? Because you're posting an opinion on the fucking internet, alright? When you post an opinion, people are going to respond to it positively or negatively. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? By the way, I just want to say this. Can we at least agree that Dunkey's fans, like his most rabid supporters, some of the worst fucking people you can ever talk to? They have no real arguments. They have no real anything. They just quote fucking video game, like, Dunkey videos to you. And they expect, like, that's some sort of own because, like, oh, look at this guy who's getting angry at the funny man on the internet. Even though that's not really the case, we're getting angry at the funny man who has bad... I'm getting froggy right now. I should probably get some water later. But, we're attacking the funny man who has bad real opinions, alright? That's sort of what people have an issue with. Like, the guy who made that Octopath Traveler video, and I'm not trying to defend him that much because he's a fucking nerd, right? But he was just saying that he thought that VideoGameDunkey wasn't a good reviewer. And people took one clip from the guy's fucking video, and they just say, like, oh, he's just defending a game that he's never played. That's fucking weird. Like, no, it's not weird, alright? You can look at a video, like, everybody does this on fucking IGN, too. Like, people can look at a video and see that this person isn't good at reviewing a video game, right? It's just like that. And he even did that with, like, the video game critic stuff. Like, he didn't even need to play Super Mario Brothers to make the same point that he made about the guy who said, like, it has a little something for everything, right? A little something for everybody, whatever the fuck. Like, you could just show that it's a bad review without even, without even playing the game, because there are objectively bad reviews. There are. You don't need to play the fucking games. You don't. If you see something that is bad, if it's a bad review, you can find it through, like, it's bad scripting, pacing, or the way it's presented, or whatever. Like, there are stuff that is just bad, okay? Like, there really is. So, if you take away the hate, what really is left, right? Like, what really is left? Like, am I just supposed to, like, give people compliments before I go into sort of my disagreements? No. Alright? We are people who hate this, right? And they're being, like, they're being angry on Twitter, like, and whatnot, making insults, but, You know, it's the fucking internet. I'm never going to meet these people, and I'm never planned to, alright? You know, and ultimately, a lot of these people, they just hate the fact that they have opinions that other people disagree with. That's really it. They're just angry at the opinions that are being disagreed with. One of these is playing a repeat. Give me a second. Yeah, there we go. Still a Drake fan. Fuck you guys. But, yeah. If you take away hate, what else is left? Alright? Because that's sort of... There's nothing wrong with hating an opinion. Alright? You can make an argument for why you shouldn't hate VideoGameDunkey. Fine, whatever. But there's nothing wrong with hating an opinion, especially if you think it's a bad one. Alright? If I think that he has bad opinions on movies, I should be allowed to say, I hate that opinion. And I hate the fact that you're making that opinion. And I hate this video. And I hate your points. Alright? That's just it. Like, just let me hate Dunkey. Alright? Let me hate VideoGameDunkey. Let anybody hate VideoGameDunkey. Let us all hate VideoGameDunkey. You can hate me too. Alright? I think I only ever had a problem with the hate once, and that's because it was the first time it happened. But after that, especially on my main channel, Jacob Autism, right? I didn't have sort of a problem with people hating me. If people hate me, that's great. That's good. It shows that people are engaged and they're interested in the fucking video and they're interested in what you're talking about, right? It shows that people care about what the fuck is going on in your videos, right? Because, you know, you can, like, people who just have, like, okay, I disagree, but I respect your opinion. Nobody really wants that. Nobody really wants that. They want, like, some sort of conversation to start. Because if they truly like the art form they are talking about, or they truly like the topic that they're talking about, then they want people to come at them with a little bit of venom. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want people to have like these sort of softcore takes about what I like and what I don't like. I want people to really have, you know, an opinion that is unique and that is somewhat abrasive, but it's interesting, okay? So let people hate VideoGameDunkey, alright? Let people hate him. Like, people are allowed to get mad at stuff. It's the fucking internet, alright? Like, if you act like this is some sort of weird thing, then you're just way too... You're not on the internet enough, in my opinion. Like, people say you're too much on the internet. You're not on the internet enough if this is like some shocking revelation to you that people don't like VideoGameDunkey. Alright? It really is. So, you know, we can hate VideoGameDunkey, we can hate his opinions, and I'm going to keep doing that. And I'm sure a lot of other people are also going to keep doing that because there's no recourse for it. And when there is, that's when the internet fucking dies. So yeah, peace.